Chapter 98, Hidden Danger. From a wedding celebration to an all-out war and then finally ending in the deaths of Lei Bao and Xie Qian. When everyone present saw the deaths of these two characters, they all understood that the Lei and Xie families, which had been amply prepared, were still unable to successfully strike down the Lin family. On the contrary, the Lei and Xie families had suffered immensely under the counter-attack of the latter. And this cost that they suffered would very likely spell the end of these two long-standing families. Having lost their two main pillars of support, the Lei and Xie families' standing in Qinyang town would steadily decline. It would be an impossible feat for them to return to the golden days they had enjoyed before. And very evidently, this dispute, that had been started by the Lei and Xie families, had instead caused the reputation of the Lin family to soar. Never again would anyone dare to look down on this considerably young family. In the wake of the Lei and Xie families' defeat, the Lin family once again shifted back some of their women and children to Qinyang town. Previously, the businesses which had temporarily shut down due to the dangerous situation also started up once more. The current Lin family was akin to a sun that was soaring into the skies. Without the Lei and Xie families to suppress and threaten them, the Lin family was now considered as the undisputed number one faction in Qinyang town. This newly established reputation drew quite a few experts' interest to join the Lin family, and with regards to this situation, the Lin family was also rather happy. Although these experts required a substantial pay, these costs were insignificant to the Lin family, who possessed a Yang Yuan mining lode. Moreover, the Lin family had also suffered significant losses on the day they had warred against the Xie and Lei families. Thus, it was necessary for them to recruit and gather more manpower during this time. And so, after some checking, the Lin family recruited the comparatively less dubious experts, causing their strength to soar over this period. While Lin Zhentian and the rest were busy tidying up the after-battle affairs, Lin Dong once more returned to the mountainous area the Lin family had used to occupy. Ever since his identity as a symbol master had been revealed, his position in the Lin family had reached a fairly high level, such that even when Lin Zhentian was talking to this grandson of his aged face would be filled with kindness and pride. Of course, the fact that this 17-year-old grandson of his was at the Heavenly Yuan middle stage and also a first seal symbol master was definitely worth being proud of. This level of accomplishment would be considered extremely good even within the Lin clan, where geniuses were as common as the clouds in the sky. Everyone understood that the old grandfather had again placed his hope of returning to the Lin clan on Lin Dong. However, no one knew if Lin Dong would be capable of performing the same dazzling feats in the Lin clan gathering 3 years later. On a cliff within the mountainous area, Lin Dong was quietly seated. Around him, waves of Yuan power bubbled and gushed about before slowly pouring into his body, enriching his Dan Tian. While he trained his Yuan power, the destiny symbol within Lin Dong's Yuan palace also beat rhythmically like a heart. Portions of mental energy curled around the symbol and flowed in and out from time to time. Through this cycle, bit by bit, the mental energy became more condensed. Lin Dong's current mental energy had become much stronger after forcefully draining quite a large amount of mental energy from Gu Ying's destiny symbol. Towards this, even Lin Dong himself was rather astonished. Only now did he faintly realize how extraordinary an origin his ancient swirl symbol probably had. Else it would not be so tyrannical. Huff! After training for about 2 hours, Lin Dong finally spat out a ball of white qi as his eyes slowly opened. His eyes shined for a moment before the light disappeared. I would probably still need about a month before I can advance to Heavenly Yuan late stage. After all, Qing Yuan art is too low tier. It is already unable to meet the needs of the Heavenly Yuan stage. Though his training session had ended, Lin Dong's eyebrows lightly pursed together. He had already stagnated at Heavenly Yuan middle stage for about 4 months, yet the feeling of a breakthrough still did not arrive. This caused him to feel a little frustrated, and he had put the blame on the low-tier secret art he practiced. Naturally, if this was known by Lin Ken, Lin Meng, and the rest, they would probably vomit blood. They had already stagnated at this stage for several years. Though there were signs of an upcoming breakthrough recently, the total amount of time they had wasted at this stage was tenfold more than Lin Dong. If Lin Dong was still not satisfied at his current speed, Lin Ken and Lin Mang might as well be ashamed to death. As he shook his head, the thoughts in Lin Dong's heart were cast aside. The current Lin family was swiftly expanding, gradually gobbling up the Lei and Xie family's numerous properties. This situation was not considered too much since reality is indeed cold and cruel. It was not impossible for struggles between families to end up in complete annihilation. Lin Dong believed that if the losers of this war was the Lin family, considering Lei Bao's methods, perhaps nothing would be left of the Lin family. Destiny's Soul Seal. Lin Dong's thoughts slightly paused at this point as they shifted towards himself. He had obtained Gu Ying's Qian bag after killing him that day. Lin Dong did not know much about symbol masters. After all, when he first met Grandmaster Ruo from Yan City, he had only given Lin Dong the first 3 sections of Spiritual Movement chapter. Therefore, Lin Dong's understanding of symbol masters was still stuck at the elementary level. Fortunately, he had obtained quite a substantial amount of information related to symbol masters from Gu Ying's Qian bag this time. Even information about the Destiny Soul symbol Gu Ying had screeched about was included within. The Destiny symbol was of utmost importance to a symbol master. Only those who managed to form a Destiny symbol were able to bring out the might of mental energy, and this Destiny symbol was also divided into its own special grades. Only 3 different grades of the Destiny symbol were recorded within Gu Ying's information: Destiny symbol, Destiny Soul symbol and Destiny Heaven symbol. Destiny symbol was the most ordinary type. It did not have any special abilities. Most symbol masters possessed this kind of normal Destiny symbol. The Destiny Soul symbol was a rather rare symbol. This kind of symbol was able to change its form and was also equipped with other unique abilities. For example, Lin Dong's ancient swirl symbol possessed a kind of absorption power. As for the Destiny Heaven symbol, it was even more terrifying. It is said that when used, the Destiny Heaven symbol would devour the earth. Of course, this symbol was too unreal and the books only introduced it very briefly. This was also why Gu Ying was shocked to that extent when he saw the ancient swirl symbol transform into a vortex that day. After all, this Destiny Soul symbol was extremely rare, and if a symbol master was able to form such a Destiny Soul symbol, it would undoubtedly be an immense help to his cultivation. Is this the Destiny Soul symbol? Lin Dong blinked a few times as a light beam shot out from his eyes and transformed into a simple symbol which floated before him. He had never imagined that this thing which he had obtained by chance would actually be so mystical. After all, the ability to absorb other people's mental energy and obtain it for oneself was definitely too terrifying. The simple-looking symbol before him hovered for a while before being withdrawn once again into Lin Dong's Nuan Palace. From Gu Ying's Qian bag, Lin Dong also found the so-called secret spirit skill. Simply put, this was similar to martial arts. The difference being that martial arts was activated or utilized Yuan power while secret spirit skill needed mental energy. This secret spirit skill was split into various levels which represented and was named by the 3 most important aspects that made up a human. From low to high, essence, qi, spirit. Prior to the essence level, there was still a normal level. The secret spirit skills of most symbol masters were at this level. Although the materialized spirit needle that Gu Ying used that day sounded rather domineering, it was only a normal secret spirit skill. To obtain a strong secret spirit skill was not such an easy feat. The symbol master's path is indeed profound and mysterious. Lin Dong massaged the space between his eyebrows and soon after, he took out Gu Ying's Qian bag. His lips slowly pursed as his eyebrows tightly furrowed. Though they had emerged victorious in the struggle against the Lei and Xie families, an even bigger danger was left behind. This hidden danger was naturally Yan City's Blood Cloth sect. Lin Dong had killed the Blood Cloth sect's deputy head. If news of this got out, given the style of the Blood Cloth sect, they'd definitely not let this matter rest. And this matter constantly pressured Lin Zhentian and the rest of the Lin family core members. Even though they did not show it on the surface, Lin Dong knew that they were worried. The Blood Cloth sect's revenge would be incomparable to the Lei and Xie families. After all, the blood cloth sect was one of the faction in Yan City and their power was much stronger than the Lei and Xie families. If they mustered a large avenging force, the Lin family would once again face the prospects of being completely annihilated. And these recent signs of growth into a towering presence in Qingyang town would be smashed to bits. Many factions in Qingyang town were already aware of this fact. Thus, even though the current Lin family was enjoying their rapid expansion, only a few factions came forward to express their goodwill. Everyone knew that this period would perhaps only last for a short time. The blood cloth sect was like a sharp sword which hung above the Lin family's neck. This sword would definitely swipe down at a certain point in time. That scene was not one that Lin Dong would be happy to see. Deeply sighing, Lin Dong tightly clenched his fist. Even he felt an enormous pressure when faced with that somewhat famous faction from Yan City. No matter who it is, anyone who wants to exterminate my Lin family would have to pay a bloody price. Lin Dong's lips tightly pursed together, a cold light shining in his eyes. Like how Lin Zhentian had put it, their Lin family was a hard piece of bone, whoever wanted to gnaw on them should be prepared for their teeth to shatter. Chapter 99, The Rat Within the Stone Talisman. The atmosphere was faintly stifling in the brightly lit room. Lin Zhentian, Lin Xiao and a few others were seated in this room with rather serious expressions on their faces. Father, we have successfully restarted all the business that we had previously neglected. Soon, they will all be back on track. Lin Xiao looked at Lin Zhentian, who had a stern expression on his face, as he softly said, "Yes." Lin Zhentian absent-mindedly nodded his head. Moments later, he suddenly lifted his head and looked at Lin Xiao and the rest, sighing, "At first, I thought that after we defeated the Lei and Xie families, our Lin family will be able to enjoy prosperous days. Unfortunately, right now, it seems like we have offended another powerful faction, the blood cloth sect." "Father, Dong Er acted rashly. I have failed in my teachings." Lin Xiao stayed silent for a moment before he promptly said. He knew that during this period of time, Lin Zhentian had constantly wrecked his brains over this issue. After all, the Lei and Xie families could not be compared to the blood cloth sect. "It's not Dong Er's fault. Gu Ying is a vicious and greedy man. Even if we let him live, he will still be a threat to us. Therefore, it does not matter whether we killed him or not." Lin Zhentian waved his hand as he said. "If we must blame someone, we should blame that crafty old ghost Lei Bao. He actually dared to reveal the existence of the Yang Yuan stone mining lode to these jackals." "Father, what should we do? I have sent several men to investigate the blood cloth sect. Right now, the reason why they haven't made a move is most likely because they are still investigating our Lin family's strength. Once they have finished their investigations," Lin Ken deeply echoed. "The head of blood cloth sect is Wei Tong and he is at Yuan Dan's small full circle stage. Under his command, is a follower who recently advanced to initial Yuan Dan stage. Meanwhile, they have about 10 heavenly Yuan late stage experts. Their strength is something that our Lin family cannot match up against." Lin Zhentian slowly said. During this period of time, he had utilized every means in order to investigate blood cloth sect's strength. However, the more he knew, the greater the anxiety in his heart. Yuan Dan's small full circle. Upon hearing these words, Lin Xiao and the rest's facial expressions changed. Even though this was only one stage above initial Yuan Dan, these two stages were totally incomparable. Therefore, even Lin Zhentian would not be a challenge for Wu Tong. Furthermore, there was another follower in the blood cloth sect that reached initial Yuan Dan stage. Overall, this kind of strength vastly exceeded that of the Lei and Xie families. Under this immense pressure exerted by their potential enemy, Lin Xiao and the rest turned silent. "Lin Xiao, secretly transfer some of our younger generation members over this period of time. In case of a mishap, the bloodline of our family will still be preserved." Lin Zhentian's wrinkled face was evidently tired as he waved his hand and said. Upon hearing these words, Lin Xiao and the rest gripped their fists. At this juncture, they must start preparing for the worst outcomes. The Yang Yuan stone mining lode is an extremely valuable treasure. Once the blood cloth sect knows about its existence, they will try every means to snatch it away. Furthermore, right now, they have a perfect excuse. With a pained smile, Lin Shentian said, therefore, it's only a matter of time before they make their move. Lin Xiao, you must remember. If the blood cloth sect really attacks us, you must protect Dong Er even at the expense of your life. His talent is extremely astonishing and he will definitely become a great person in the future. Alright, it's late now. All you should head back and rest. Lin Shentian sighed, evidently did not wish to speak further. With a wave of his hand, he dismissed Lin Xiao and the rest. Yes. As they stared at that old man's tired expression, Lin Xiao and the rest could only nod their heads as they silently left his room. It seems like it was not easy to be the head of this family. Just as Lin Xiao and the rest left the room, inside a room deep within the Lin family estate, Lin Dong, who was sitting on a bed, slowly opened his eyes. Based on his current strength, it was easy for him to eavesdrop on any conversation without getting caught. Yuan Dan small full circle. Lin Dong tightly pursed his lips. Right now, based on his current strength, if he utilized all his mental energy, he could probably match up with the initial Yuan Dan stage practitioner. However, if he met a Yuan Dan small full circle expert, his chances of victory would be extremely low. It will take at most half a month before the blood cloth sect thoroughly investigates our Lin family's strength. At that time, due to the allure of the Yang Yuan stone mining lode, they will definitely attack us. Lin Dong's eye flickered. In half a month, what could he hope to accomplish? At the very most, he could break through to Heavenly Yuan late stage. However, even that would not be enough to match up against Wei Tong, who was at Yuan Dan small full circle stage. Huff! Lin Dong deeply exhaled. Perhaps, he could not accomplish much in half a month, nonetheless, he did not plan to give up so easily. After all, the Lin family had labored painstakingly to reach their current stage. Therefore, he did not want to see his family get utterly destroyed. As his fingertips gently tapped on his right palm, Lin Dong slowly closed his eyes. When both of his eyes were shut, with a flick in his mind, that familiar dark spiritual domain once again resurfaced. Currently, within the stone talisman's spiritual domain, were the same few glowing shadows. However, that Wonder Gate Seal glowing shadow had now thoroughly perfected that incomplete martial arts. Right now, all 4 chapters of the Wonder Gate Seal was complete. Based on Lin Dong's calculations, it was perhaps able to match up to some grade 5 martial arts. Therefore, besides mental energy, this was Lin Dong's most powerful weapon. Even though he could not hope to rely on this skill to defeat the blood cloth sect's leader, Wei Tong, it could still be considered as one of his trump cards. Lin Dong stood before these glowing shadows. However, he did not start practicing as before. Instead, this time, armed with an inquisitive gaze, he began to slowly scan this dark space. The current Lin Dong had fairly strong mastery of mental energy. Thus, matters that were unimaginable to him in the past, no longer surprised him anymore. For example, Lin Dong estimated that this spiritual domain was probably constructed within this stone talisman. Meanwhile, the body he had now was probably not his real body but rather something formed by his mental energy. At the same time, as his mental energy grew more powerful, Lin Dong uncovered more mysteries behind the stone talisman. Therefore, Lin Dong was very curious to find out, besides perfecting martial arts and refining elixirs, what other abilities does this stone talisman possess? Lin Dong earnestly looked about this dark spiritual domain. However, as time passed, nothing unexpected happened here. The space was still calm as before. However, Lin Dong continued observing for half an hour before he sat down on the ground. Streams of mental energy began to spread out as they meticulously swept across each inch of this darkness. However, perhaps because this space was strange, Lin Dong realized that he was expending a huge amount of mental energy in order to scan this area. In just 10 minutes, Lin Dong began to feel his senses blur. However, this situation did not cause Lin Dong to slow down. Rather, his youthful grit and tenacity began to display itself as he stubbornly chose to release waves of mental energy and continued to scan the area. The dark spiritual domain was utterly silent as waves of mental energy silently spread out like a ripple. Huff. This scanning continued for a long period of time. An exhausted expression slowly began to surface on Lin Dong's face. However, his scanning ultimately did not yield any fruitful results. Perhaps I am overthinking. As he muttered to himself, Lin Dong furrowed his eyebrows. After searching fruitlessly for a long period of time, he had no choice but to give up on this meaningless endeavor. With a flick of his mind, he quickly dispersed his mental energy. As his mental energy began to disperse, within the darkness, a nearby inaudible sigh echoed out. Who? This sigh was barely audible. However, right now, Lin Dong's eyes were wide open as he turned to look at a particular dark area and shouted. Just as he shouted, every hair on Lin Dong's body stood up. It seems like he was not the only person in this dark spiritual domain. As he became more familiar with the mysterious stone talisman, Lin Dong could feel that when he used this stone talisman to refine elixirs, some parts of the medicinal power would be absorbed by the stone talisman. In fact, that day when it absorbed that bewitching flower deep within the mining lode, most of the medicinal power within that flower was not absorbed by Lin Dong, but rather, it all flew into the stone talisman. These daily minute observations caused Lin Dong to turn suspicious. This was one of the reasons why he chose to carefully scan the stone talisman's spiritual domain. After Lin Dong shouted, the entire dark spiritual domain turned silent again. This sensation almost made that sigh from before seem like his misconception. However, Lin Dong was certain that it was not a mistake. As he seriously looked at that black area, streams of mental energy quickly materialized in front of him. In the blink of an eye, he had materialized an extremely thin and long needle. This was the spirit divine needle that Gu Ying had utilized before. Even though this was only a normal secret spirit art, it was after all one of the few secret spirit arts that Lin Dong had mastered. If you do not reveal yourself, I shall attack. The spirit divine needle that hovered before Lin Dong slightly twinkled. Meanwhile, Lin Dong's voice slowly echoed out in this dark spiritual domain. Lin Dong's words did not elicit any response. After witnessing this situation, a cold glint flashed in his eyes. Without further ado, that spirit divine needle that was hovering in front of him immediately dashed off and violently shot towards that dark area. Buzz! As that spirit divine needle advanced, in the next moment, a small light suddenly appeared from the darkness before it quickly dashed towards a deeper area in the darkness. You plan to run? When he saw this scene, Lin Dong violently jerked his arm. His mental energy was like countless ropes as they immediately chased down that glowing shadow before they trapped it and forcefully began to pull it back. Boom! When that glowing shadow heavily landed in front of Lin Dong, he took a look at it, before a look of amazement surfaced on his face. As the glow weakened, the form that was revealed before him was actually a palm-sized rat that was pitch black from head to toe. However, what caused Lin Dong to feel the most surprised was that inside the black rat's eyes were not fear but rather an extremely human-like anger. What is this thing? As he stared at the black rat's enraged expression, Lin Dong involuntarily sucked in a deep breath. Chapter 100, Celestial Demon Martin. A rat. With an astonished look on his face, Lin Dong stared at the palm-sized black rat and involuntarily cried out. He clearly did not expect that the thing which had been hiding in the stone talisman would actually be a rat. Disgraceful, more like you're the rat. When it heard Lin Dong's cry, the fur all over the black rat stood up as its tiny eyes furiously glared at Lin Dong as it unexpectedly spoke out in human words. A talking rat. Astonished by this black rat, Lin Dong gazed strangely at the small animal. This was the first time he had seen a rat with the ability to talk. You unlearned and disgraceful brat, this grandfather is a celestial demon Martin, not a rat. Upon hearing Lin Dong continue to call it a rat, that black rat immediately screeched in response. Celestial demon Martin. After seeing the rat's exasperated appearance, Lin Dong chuckled and silently nodded his head. This name was rather intimidating, yet the thing reflected in his eyes looked exactly like a normal black rat. Alright, I don't care if you're a celestial demon Martin or a man demon Martin. Tell me why you're here. His earlier nervousness had quickly evaporated. Lin Dong discovered that this demon emperor sable seemed to be rather weak. Else, it would not have been caught by him so easily. Brat, what do you mean why am I here? I'm the owner of this stone talisman. Where else would I be if not here? The tiny eyes on the small black sable flickered as it crossed its claws across its chest and said. You are the owner of the stone talisman. Lin Dong was stunned. Soon after, he bent his head and earnestly looked at the small black sable. Under his gaze, that small sable hastily retreated a few steps, prepared to run away at any moment. You are not the owner of the stone talisman. After observing the small black sable for a short while, Lin Dong shook his head. Though this small sable was perhaps somewhat special, his intuition told him that this guy was lying. Don't believe me if you want, brat. Now that the stone talisman is in your hands, feel free to enter, but let us each mind our own business and not cross one another. This grandfather sable will not disturb you and you should likewise not interfere with the grandfather sable. The corners of the small sable's mouth pulled outwards as it declared. Lin Dong slightly cocked his head to one side and stared at the small sable, suddenly asking, You seem to be very afraid of me. Ha ha, ha ha. At these words, that small sable stuck its claws to its waist and faced the sky while pretending to laugh heartily. It looked as if it had just heard the funniest joke ever. Upon seeing this, Lin Dong slightly smiled as a materialized spirit needle once again formed before him. Swish! When the materialized spirit needle fully formed, the then still laughing small sable quickly scuttled far away with a swish sound. Its tiny eyes somewhat nervously stared at Lin Dong as its shrilly voice sounded out, What are you planning to do? When it saw the fake smile plastered across Lin Dong's face, it suddenly came to its senses and resentfully let out a paw sound before slowly backing a safer distance away from Lin Dong. Then, it sat on its bottom and said, Brat, what exactly do you plan on doing? Although this grandfather sable is currently a mere demon spirit, you should not irritate me or else we will both be in for a difficult time. Demon spirit. At these words, Lin Dong's expression suddenly turned a little serious. He had heard that only monstrously powerful demon beasts were able to condense demon spirits. Could this tiny thing before his eyes which claimed to be the so-called celestial demon Martin truly possess such an extremely frightening origin? You should have been awoken by me, right? Lin Dong abruptly asked. TCH, what do you mean awoken by you? If it were not for that fire ancestral phantom flower, you will not even see me even in another 100 years. Plus, if it were not for this grandfather sable's help in absorbing the majority of the medicinal power from the fire ancestral phantom flower, you would have been long dead. The small sable retorted with disdain. All right then, it was indeed all thanks to you that time. Lin Dong was stunned, but soon after, he chuckled and replied. Upon seeing Lin Dong so frankly conceding in spite of everything, that small sable was also amazed for a moment. It skeptically stared at the former and said, Brat, could it be that you're planning on paralyzing this grandfather sable and then taking the opportunity to gobble up this grandfather sample's demon spirit? What good would consuming your demon spirit do for me? After hearing its words, Lin Dong could not help but ask in curiosity. Nothing good, nothing good. The small sable's claws waved wildly in response. When it saw that Lin Dong seemed not to know of these things, it secretly heaved a sigh of relief in its heart. It had only awoken recently and was extremely weak. Even Lin Dong would have no trouble in gobbling up its demon spirit. Thus, due to its innately cautious nature, it had hid in the darkness from the start, not daring to show itself. Can you explain why you're here? Don't try to trick me, or else. Lin Dong's expression turned even more serious as he made this inquiry. Once he recalled that this thing had concealed itself within the stone talisman buried in his flesh, he felt a sense of unnaturalness. I've said it before, I am the owner of the stone talisman, all right, I was only one of its previous owners. When it saw Lin Dong's skeptical expression, the small sable had no choice but to correct itself before continuing, not long after I obtained this thing, I was pursued. In the end, I was forced to self-destruct, my demon spirit escaping into the stone talisman as the final resort. Were you very strong before? Lin Dong smiled as he asked. Strong in a way. For someone like you, I would only need a fart to squash you flat, the small sable waved its claws as it offhandedly remarked. However, these words caused Lin Dong to roll his eyes, not too convinced in his heart. Heh, brat. I don't know whether to call you fortunate or unlucky now that you've obtained this stone talisman. The small sable's eyes suddenly fixed onto Lin Dong as it let out a strange laughter. Why? Lin Dong asked in surprise. It's nothing much, perhaps, you will come to understand in the future. Though your death means nothing to me, based on the fact that you do not have an evil heart, I will warn you. Do not let anyone know of this thing, or else, heh. Lin Dong creased his brow. Soon after, he earnestly nodded his head and said, Many thanks for your warning. The small sable waved his claws in a seemingly magnanimous manner. Of course, its words did not reveal everything. Maybe Lin Dong's death would not directly affect it, but if such a time were to come and if the stone talisman once again landed in another's hands, it would not be certain if that person would have designs on its demon spirit. All right, I've mostly spoken my part. Do what you must, but it would be better for you to act as if this grandfather sable did not exist like before. Other than that, don't think that you've found a good helper. This grandfather sable will not help you with anything and can't do so anyways. The small sable patted its bottom before scuttling back into the darkness. Wait a moment. Upon realizing the crafty small sable's intent to slip away, Lin Dong hastily shouted out. What is it? After hearing Lin Dong's words, the little sable vigilantly backed away a little as it replied. Since you were once the owner of this stone talisman, you should know a little of its abilities, right? Lin Dong asked. With the readily available previous owner's guidance, he would no longer need to blindly grope about. I do indeed, yet why should this grandfather sable tell you anything? The small sable's eyes turned about as it said. Firstly, I can easily dispose of you, Lin Dong slightly smiled. Upon seeing the small sable's nervous gaze, he continued, secondly, if we cooperate, we would both stand to benefit. From what I can tell, you seem extremely weak. If you help familiarize me with the stone talisman, I might be able to find some way to let you recover a little. How does that sound? As it heard these words, the small sable's little eyes immediately shined. It licked its lips as it replied, I need elixirs that have demon spirit nourishing capabilities, for example, the fire ancestral phantom flower from before. That thing is very rare, but I will do my best. Lin Dong thought to himself for a while before continuing, also, you shouldn't distrust me either. The current you does not have much choice, the more powerful I grow, the more easily I will be able to assist you in finding those elixirs with demon spirit nourishing capabilities. The small sable was silent for a moment. In a now more direct manner, it said, Speak, what do you wish to know? Is this stone talisman able to temper mental energy? Lin Dong was thrilled as he swiftly inquired. As long as his mental energy could reach the second seal stage, he would have the confidence to do battle with Wei Tong. It is. The small sable pondered a little before nodding its head. However, you need to suffer a type of pain, or else it would be futile and useless. Bring me there. Lin Dong's heartbeat slightly sped up as he responded without the slightest bit of hesitation. No matter how much hardship he had to suffer, he would definitely protect the Lin family. Follow me then. The space within the stone talisman is very complex and there are too many things here which have been sealed up. Thankfully, it is still possible to enter the place you need. The small sable nodded its head. Soon after, it turned and darted into the darkness. Lin Dong hesitated a little before he gritted his teeth and followed. Within the darkness, Lin Dong closely followed the small sable along the extremely winding route. After this went on for quite some time, the small sable to his front abruptly disappeared. Lin Dong was immediately alarmed. Just as he was about to hurriedly retreat, a faint light suddenly blossomed before his eyes. Inside the light, Lin Dong saw two gigantic crystal millstones which were slowly rotating on the spot. As the millstones rotated, a special undulation gently spread outwards. What is this? Lin Dong involuntarily mumbled as he gazed at the two gigantic crystal millstones. This is the mind millstone. Lin Dong was unaware of when the small sable had climbed onto his shoulder. Its claws pointed towards the place where the two crystal millstones met. The light was most concentrated there such that even the space seemed slightly distorted. If you want to cultivate mental energy, just sit there. The millstone will completely crush your mental energy and then reform it. If you are able to endure this continuous cycle, your mental energy would benefit tremendously. However, if you are unable to endure, it is possible that the roots of your mental energy will be damaged, leaving behind some very serious repercussions. The small sable's claws patted Lin Dong as it said, "If it were not for your request, I would never have brought you here. I don't know which lunatic came up with such a cultivation method, but in the past, this grandfather sable had also tried it. From then on, even if you beat me to death, I would not touch this thing. The kind of immense pain that arises from pulverizing your mental energy is not something that any ordinary person is capable of bearing." Lin Dong silently nodded his head. As he gazed at that crystal millstone, he struggled in his heart. In the end, he took in a deep breath and thanked the small sable. "You can't possibly be thinking of going there to cultivate your mental energy, right?" Upon seeing this scene, alarm flashed across the small sable's tiny eyes as it said. This time, Lin Dong did not reply. He only smiled in response as his body leaped forward and dashed into the light between the two gigantic millstones. "This brat is also a crazy one. I hope that you are able to endure it. After all, this grandfather sable does not intend to harm you." At Lin Dong's actions, the little sable could not help but shake its head as it sighed. TLN update, Grandfather Sable it is. TLN, when you see Grandfather Sable, it's actually Grandfather Sable in the rows, as the rat-like creature loves to mention itself in third person and add the honorific of an elder, which sounds totally awkward in English, thus we'll be leaving it as Grandfather Sable unless we can think up something better. TLN2, we will be interchanging demonic beasts to demon beasts from this chapter, cause English.